evening, everyone, and welcome to Proficiency Bonus, where if we didn't have fucking technical difficulties, well, we wouldn't be here. Almost an hour late tonight, but we do apologize. We are here to attempt to enjoy another Monday night with We Met in a Tavern. Before you get too far off subject, a couple of quick shout-outs. Big thanks to our longtime friends up in Canada, Little Dragon Corp. If you happen to be in Twitch right now, if you type !Little Dragon, you'll get a link to their website, as well as you can use our discount code PROBONUS to get 10% off your order. Now, please do me a favor if you are out in Twitch land and tell me if you can hear my voice coming through here. Thank you very much, Michael, for tossing it in there. I'm assuming you can hear me, or you type that in, because I can't hear crap from my monitor on Twitch right now. And our second sponsors out there are with Cardboard Castle Games, based out of Evans, Georgia. You can put an exclamation point CCG in chat, and it'll give you a link to their website. If you were here for our birthday celebration, you saw they gave us a whole bunch of stuff. Some big Pokemon deck things, magic decks, a couple sets of dice, some great stuff, so check them out. Yep, Michael's got there, so you can see it. Do me a favor, everyone, say hi. Let's make sure Michael can hear you as well.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Streamlabs, as much as I love you, you decided to royally kick my cornhole tonight, so, we're in a fight right now. But we're going to try to jump into what happened last time and see what happened, and hopefully this music is coming through for you guys, too, because, all our tech shit's going a little sideways tonight, so we're going to see how this works. Last time our party had a pretty rough go of it. They just managed to defeat a couple of white dragons, albeit smaller ones, but still, let's not diminish their accomplishments here. It's pretty badass. Managed to check out a dragon's lair, make out with quite a decent haul of money before realizing that, oh, wait a minute, there is a flash frozen dragon still in the room with us. At least some of them noticed before taking off. Made their way back up and noticed that there seemed to be somebody living at the house. Living on the island. Living at the house.
Oh, music is super loud apparently. It's overpowering you.
Alrighty then, so let's see.
Mixing in progress.
Oh, that kills it. Okay, how's this, Michael? Any better? I don't know if this is cutting everybody or if it's just cutting the music. Oh, okay, I just killed everybody.
Now I can't hear it at all.
Okay.
This is
Oh,
cool.
So,
Guys, we didn't even get through the intro and we died.
CPK.
we're trying
No.
folks.
This is just a little glimpse of how the first hour has gone tonight.
Yeah, this has quite
Yes.
literally been our entire evening so far, folks. So, forgive me, we're just trying to couple things here.
But you know what? Sometimes you just gotta look on the bright side.
Hmm.
Doo-doo.
Okay.
Doo-doo.
Yeah, Michael, I literally just killed the music, unfortunately. So what we're going to do then, oh, I know what I can do. Give me just a second here. Oh, wait, what? Okay, there we go. Okay. Everything in time, right, folks? If it wasn't for these little problems, we're just going to call it.
If every pork chop were perfect, we wouldn't have hot dogs. Goodness me.
Okay, you know what? If you're not going to work.
Hi, Bod.
Okay, loop. Apply. here's the question: where did you go?
Boy, is that the question.
Hey, you tell me, because I just let's print the share. Hey, there it goes. I just gotta crank that down some. Okay.
Indeed.
There we go, folks. Hopefully now in Twitch land. It's Michael. It's not Twitch. It is literally my computer in Streamlabs. It's just having a field day. But I now have it playing. I've transitioned over, so you guys should be hearing the music now. If there is anyone who can verify out there if that's coming through.
Please.
But still too loud.
I've got it turned down at 50%, so it should be.
It's drowning you out, he says.
Oh dear.
Down even lower, I guess.
I'm down at 20% now, so I'm going to refresh it again.
Climb the ropes, he said.
Better.
Pull the sails out, he
Wait.
said. That's what my dad said.
Where are you seeing better? I'm not seeing anything popping up in Twitch yet. Oh, he's over.
Better, stop.
Oh, it's in
LOL.
Discord. Yeah, not
Oh
Twitch.
god.
Jesus, I thought you were in Twitch, you butthead. Okay, I'm looking at Twitch for things, and okay, so he said stop, so I'm gonna bump it back up. a
I
little.
missed that. Oops.
Okay, sorry folks, we had some competing information from different sources, so we are back up and running, so we're gonna say screw this and just run with it. If I'm now looking solely in Twitch, so if you need to reach me, send me a message in Twitch, folks, so we can get this show on the road for our players here. So, our players met a somewhat crazy old man who seemed to be of a somewhat druidic bent, which was sort of interesting for Fury, as she seemed to be under the impression that she was the only one like her. But as she has come to learn that there appear to be others with similar skills, we have been advised that there are others that this strange old man has seen residing at Rabbin's Reef to the east. Our party has spoken with the captain. Captain is more than happy with a rather substantial haul of gold, which is now sitting in a 6-foot by 10-foot deep pit in the middle of her office, which she has called Fabio up to start shoveling away. And so the story is told, party. The game belongs to you. As you are currently on board the ship, slowly starting to head to the east. Is there anything you would be looking to do during these few days of travel towards Rabbin's Reef?
I would like to speak to Furia and ask her about how to make health potions and potions of keep living, as opposed to just my normal array of poison and non-living juice.
That's a good way to phrase it.
Furia sort of scratches her head like, keep living? I mean, you just don't get poisoned. It works just fine for me. But I can help you put some healing into some liquids.
Yes.
Also, you seem very confused with my being a bear earlier. Maybe I should update you on how that works?
Perhaps. Also, you were a spider.
Well, yes. So, any beast, not flying ones, I can't do those yet, but sharks, spiders, chipmunks, bears, cats, raccoons, anything like that I can turn into. Everything that I'm wearing, bags, clothes, comes with me. You can't get them back until I change back. And I can do it twice really quickly and then I have to take a rest. I can understand you. And sometimes what I turn into has really good hearing, so be careful. I just can't really talk back, as it's kind of hard to talk as a bear. They don't, they growl. But I'm totally myself, and I mean, I just do it.
Does it hurt?
No. I don't think so. I'm gonna have to check. I turn into something, a squirrel. Turn back. No.
Well, there goes one. I guess there's some magic I don't. Well, actually, I don't know about any magic, really, but I believe you know what you're doing.
I mean, it just happened one day, and I mean, it seems like I have to be able to see the animal first before I can turn into it. So there's that. If you just describe something I've never seen or heard about, I can't do it. And birds. I don't know I'm still trying to figure out how to do birds. There's something about them I don't understand. I tried a chicken once, and even though chickens don't really fly, but I just ended up as a mushy puddle of, I don't know, there was a bee. It wasn't great. I've never tried it since. It was a disaster.
Did that one hurt?
Not really. I mean, it was just sort of gross feeling, and I changed back as soon as I could.
Just can't, scribble that down.
Maybe one day I'll figure out birds, but right now I haven't really had any. And then
But
I'll
you'll
go
you'll still eat them, correct?
Oh, sure.
Even though you turn into the animals?
Right, I'm not eating myself.
Just wanted to make sure. Don't want to be feeding you.
I mean, if you live in the forest, wolves eat deer, deer eat plants. I've been a wolf, I've been a deer, it really doesn't matter.
Duly noted. Are you hungry? I'm hungry. We can talk more about this. Walk with me. Talk with me. Tell me more about the birds.
I would help, put some magic into some potions. When we get there, after food, or whatever's gonna happen.
Oh no, the health potions are going into the food.
Ooh.
Magical biscuits.
Magical biscuits.
Eventually, Lydia takes a bit of a leave from the group, and she's going to go take care of some more ship-based concerns during the trip and get back to her duties that she's been a little lax on since sort of joining up and taking on this ongoing task with the group of you. She seems to be managing Fabio a little bit more, making sure as few of the gold as possible go missing. Yeah, given all the shoveling that's happening, it's definitely a few are going to disappear, but... actually, let me check one quick thing here.
I mean, as long as, I don't know, an amount that maybe like a false Hydra would keep somewhere and the ship goes missing, I think I'm okay.
That was the last ship. We got a new one.
Oh boy, I don't know how they get on here. It might be like termites, it might be lousy with them, I don't know.
You seem to go through. Takes about a day and a half to get to Rabbit's Reef. As you start to get close, about midday on that second day, you notice that there is what appears to be I sort of pictured like the stereotypical like Tahiti beach village. You see like the little sort of huts on they're right on the beach, small, somewhat circular shaped huts, up on stilts, literally right on the sand down by the water. As you start getting closer and you're seeing more and more of these, you can see some small fires. You also see what looks to be, and I'll steal a description that a friend of mine used. Are any of you familiar with what a blue hole is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
No.
A blue hole is basically if you're sailing out in open water, and let's say the ground is 30 feet under the water and you can see the bottom. A blue hole is just all of a sudden you get to a point where the ground disappears and it drops into an abyss.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Absolutely horrifying to think about swimming over it. But as you're getting closer to this sort of little like village area, you see what at first you take to be a blue hole. As you can see, it looks like you can see that just all of a sudden the surface of the water that you're seeing is you're expecting the ground to be coming up like any shore would be. But as you get closer, there's a small ringed area where as you watch, it actually is a waterfall pouring down into basically it's just a pit about 200 yards off the shore. You can hear a couple of the people up in the crow's nest shouting back and forth. Seems to be a little bit of confusion of what they're actually seeing. Eventually, the captain makes her way out of her quarters, comes up and just starts barking at people. You notice the sails are being pulled up a little, and they start slowly steering the ship more away from that sort of waterfall towards the... Oh man, the tech problems have my brain shut off. Towards the docks on the beach side. Is there anything that any of you would be doing as you're sort of seeing the strange phenomenon up ahead seem to be coming in towards the shore?
So, are we close enough to see that this doesn't look right?
I'll say go ahead and make a nature check. You can definitely see it.
Okay. 8.
Oh, okay. You don't get out much.
That's weird.
What tracks?
It's, it might be normal, but at the same point, you're not really familiar with something that looks like that you can recall.
Are we able to see any fish in the hole or around it?
Around it, you can go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. 17.
Okay, so you can definitely see something swimming a little ways away from it. But again, the best way I can think of it is picture filling your bathtub with water.
Mm-hmm.
And then literally just taking a hole punch and punching a hole through the middle of it. But you've only got like an inch of water. So all of a sudden, all the water in the tub just starts pouring out of this hole in the middle. And you've got a perfect hole. Like you could put your head over and look down and see straight down to your floor. as the water's just cascading into this hole. So there is
Okay.
empty space in the middle of this.
Can we hear water crashing?
Oh yeah,
Like-
as you're starting to get closer,
and
you
it's,
can
like,
you can
too
definitely
loud
hear
for-
this is.
Mhm.
It's not so loud that it's overpowering, but you can definitely hear the sounds of a waterfall.
Okay, and there's not a lot of like crashing waves around us that would explain it.
No, not at all. You're coming into, like, as you're sailing in and coming up to these docks, you're looking. This is, again, and I correct you, it's like if you think of like any movie you've seen, Tahiti, the sort of, there's probably about maybe 20, 30 huts on this beach. Looks like there's one that's a little larger. It's probably some sort of like a general store, but it looks like it's a very sort of down to earth, sort of poor beach village. But as you're pulling up, you can definitely hear that. And as you're coming in, the tide doesn't seem to be coming in. It's just, you can see the occasional, like the slight of the water on the sand as you're getting close to the dock. But then always in the background, you're hearing that sort of crash and the rumble of this waterfall off in the distance.
Kind of look back and forth to everybody. Do you hear that? I don't see any waves, but it sounds like crashing water.
It's certainly a little bit weird.
If I like run to the side of the ship, can I like get a better look at anything? I know I'm tiny, but
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
ooh. Okay. Artemis, is it magical?
Don't ask me that.
24.
Okay. So, yeah, with the 24, you can definitely see that it's definitely, there's just a massive, basically it's a massive hole. A couple of 100 yards off the shore. But, given that you're a more book learned individual than some others are, you would probably know that, and I would say Furia, if one Furia chooses to make this, just so I don't repeat myself, you would probably be aware of this as well. As typically underwater, there's lots of points where the ground just sort of goes and disappears down into nothing. Usually that doesn't create a massive hole of just air going down. So you looking at this, your first thought is, yeah, that's not normal. And second, yeah, there's something. This is not natural.
I'm not going to say good news or bad news because it purely depends on how you're taking things, but that is definitely a giant hole in the ocean where that usually doesn't happen. So no, I don't think it's a natural. It might be magical. I don't exactly want to jump down there and see. Maybe we should ask the people in those huts before we just, dive into it.
Yeah, I would definitely be like craning over the side of the ship to see what was going on.
Are we going to be diving into it?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
I don't like that foreshadowing. My character is just slowly turning into Deadpool.
It's only a 13.
Okay. So, as you're looking, your eyes aren't really caught as much necessarily by the hole. Like, you notice this massive hole in the waterfall, but you notice closer to the ship, dolphins. There's about 3 or 4 of them. But where you've seen dolphins and other fish before, they just give you sort of a weird feel. Like they're inquisitive.
I call out to them, just like, "Hey!"
As you see these couple and you start
I wave
calling
at
out, you
them.
watch as one of the, again, as much as a porpoise can, one of them sort of cranes and turns a little, and they both dive under, and you watch as they rapidly start swimming towards that hole.
Oh. Hey guys. Some dolphins were checking us out, and then they went towards the hole.
Does that mean we should go towards it? I really don't think so.
Not with the ship. I don't think the captain would want to do that anyway.
No, that's true.
I mean, is it normal to see dolphins here or not? Do you know?
It's normal to see dolphins. It's the islands, and it's warm. There's dolphins. I mean,
guess
I don't see them all the time. I see sharks more often than dolphins.
maybe we should just dock first and then figure out where to go from there.
I second that.
Fair. Did.
And I guess like I'll try to like look down at the sea a little bit. Do I get the sense that we're like being dragged into this thing like by the current, or
As you're looking down,
That's a good question.
does not seem to be that the water is rushing towards that location at all.
okay?
Again, that's another thing that as you think about it, it doesn't make sense to you. It's like you've probably taken at least one bath in your life. You know that if you eventually if you pull the plug on it and water starts going down the drain, it sort of pulls everything in towards it and everything goes down the drain with it. This is a massive hole and it doesn't seem to be pulling you towards it at all.
Well, let's go talk to the people on the island. Maybe they'll help us out. Know where
guess-
my people are.
Yes, maybe we'll see if that thing disappears or if it just hangs around.
Anyone else getting flashbacks to the city boat?
I'm getting flashbacks to when we were inside of a turtle, but I don't think you've heard about that story yet.
I've heard
we-
bits and pieces, but I
And
wasn't.
we weren't going to talk about it. We were just going to, agree that it happened and never mention it again.
Right, sorry about it. I'm working through a bunch of things, I guess.
It was that bad, yes.
Speaking of Artemis, did you want to talk about your father? We
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Maybe another time, Sarah. Let's keep
Maybe when
moving.
we're not approaching an island. Maybe when we're leaving.
taking that as a last bit of conversation. Art just kind of stumbles down and gathers their stuff up from their bunk.
Get up the sails.
I keep repeating that. No one else is worried.
Some things take time.
So eventually the captain has you guys docked up, pulled up to the docks. The anchor is down. You guys seem to be free and clear.
I'll go ashore and see what I can see. Talk to whoever I meet.
Okay. So as you start heading down, you do notice that there are. You guys are here about midday, so as you're sort of head down the dock and in. There's not a whole lot of people wandering around. You do see some, probably about 100, 150 feet up the beach. Seems to be a small gathering of people. It has a very sort of rudimentary clothing style. Very sort of made all here. You're seeing a lot of like very basic fabrics. Looks like skins, some things that are made out of like leaves and other things that they would have on the island. You're not seeing a whole lot of like knit fabrics or leather working, things of that nature.
I realize I really don't fit in, and I go up to them, or make my way over towards them, see what's going on.
As you start walking over, the first couple of people you come to are very obviously of elvish descent. Very, again, very tanned, very limited coverings on them. As they start walking up, the person, as you approach, looks at you and says, Elvish, and says, "Oh, who are you? Why do you come here?"
Me personally, I'm looking for shape changers like me.
Are you answering in Elvish?
I would.
Okay. He looks at you as you say that, and you watch as he almost seems to pull back a little bit, and then turns back. And seems to be looking for someone. As he's looking back for you. Dimonest! Dimonest! And you see a couple of people a little further back start running towards one of the huts a little ways down the beach.
I look behind me and quietly in common, I'm like, I don't, what did I do? I don't know.
Yeah, and at this point, I would have followed Tyria onto the beach.
Same.
So as you,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what was said between the two of them.
So and as they're, you know, and as he said that and turns back in, he turns back to face you, Furia, and says, you are like them, the ones who come from there. And he sort of gestures over at this massive hole out in the water.
I
You
shrug.
change.
I think so.
Yet you come to us, you speak to us.
Well, I was told to visit here and inquire. I have friends that do not change, and they are perfectly fine, if that is what you mean.
They do not trust us. Call us Creekwa. They speak a tongue like ours, but not. They live in the water. They live there.
In the curious hole that we saw?
What around it? There's one who comes to trade occasionally. Says it reminds him of home.
Clarifying question. They change into many things or just one thing?
He sort of looks down. Typically see them as fish. Accidentally hunted some of them.
Well, I mean, if you're a fish, I mean, you gotta accept the dangers of being a fish.
Here comes one, tells you more. And you see as someone's going down, it looks to be a much, much older elven gentleman. One of the people who had gone running off is, this individual is very visibly leaning onto the person who's helping them. Very sort of long, almost unkempt, unbrushed, just sort of wild gray and white hair flowing back, a very noticeably receding hairline. Again, that same sort of almost like farmer's tan-esque tan on his body. As he comes walking up and looks to the group of you in common. There's a changer among you.
That's me?
Are you from... Are you from the tribe below? You do not look
No.
like them, but...
I've never met anybody like me until just a couple days ago, actually.
The ones beneath, they are distrustful of those of us from above.
Well, they're missing out, I do tell you.
He sort of smiles, looks down a little. They claim to be the Dimonest. They somehow found themselves lost here and claim that this strange hole reminds him of home for some reason. They've taken up residence at the bottom. You are the first claiming to be a changeling like they are to come to our island.
Thanks? Fear just looks like I don't know how to respond to that. I doubt they would like if myself and my friends just jumped down if they're so distrustful of non-changers.
He sort of shrugs a bit. Hard to say what any think.
Do you speak their language?
Yes and no. It sounds as though they speak a form of our tongue, the Elvish tongue. But it is strange. There are dialects and syllables that even I have not heard before.
I'll turn to my group and I'll say in common, I wonder if one of them could read the books we found.
Maybe maybe it's worth asking.
Should have asked, what's his name? Imo from the last island. I'll turn back to the old man. Do you know somebody named Imo?
Phil looks down and thinks for a few minutes. Not that I'm aware of. Is he from this island, or?
He's from a nearby island that, as far as I could tell, also can change shape, but he's rather on in years and not quite all there all the time.
Or at all.
Watch as he gets sort of almost like a sly smile on his face for a second. Is that a comment on my age?
No, just a comment on his.
And he sent you here?
Well, I asked if there was any more like me, and he said he once knew of people here that also shape changed.
Listen, he must be referring to those people of Dimonest.
He wasn't even sure that they were here anymore, but said that I should go and check.
No. This is not their home, so it's not surprising that he would not think that they would not still be here.
I nod along anyway.
So did they just create this hole in the sea here?
Perhaps they have claimed not, but it seems that its arrival and their arrival was somehow interlinked.
Well, how long has it been here? Do you remember a point when it wasn't here?
He sort of looks down for a few minutes. I don't believe it was here for last harvest. The new harvest is still a little. Yes, so fairly certain it was not here last harvest.
And that was how long ago exactly?
He sort of reaches down and scratches his head a little bit. pleased to hear. There's, I guess, I believe only 8 to 9 rooms.
So they haven't been here for very long? Or were they living somewhere else before now?
Yes, they claim to be from a sea some distance away, some place I have not heard of. They say the sand at the bottom of the ocean is a brilliant red color.
I'll turn to the group. What was the name of that sea that, what's his name? Captain Dunbar mentioned. Wasn't that had to do something with red? The Blood Sea, maybe? Scarlet something or other?
I don't know.
I think it was something like that.
Well, if it's true, I'll turn back to the men. Was it the Blood Sea?
Sort of looks down and thinks, that might be right. Something about a massive storm on this churning soil and making the sea look red.
That is very interesting information. We have heard of the sea, even if we haven't gotten the name right.
Where is it?
I don't believe it's here. Art, you probably know a lot more about this than me, but I don't think it's... You can get to it here, right?
You're talking about the Blood Sea, yeah?
Right, you can't get to it from here, right? It's like on a different thing?
Apparently, yes, there's some different planar world. He said that he got caught in a maelstrom or something, and then their ship was pulled down, and they found themselves there. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's a portal at the bottom of that thing. I don't know.
The maelstrom he was talking about was in the Northwind Strait. I don't know if that helps.
No. Captain Dunbar got caught in a maelstrom and ended up here. Maybe these people got caught in it too.
So you're saying that he got plopped out here?
It could be. I don't know about how these things work. Anything is possible.
That's true. I mean, it certainly has me interested in looking at that, but I don't exactly want to go down there if they're going to be hostile. I can't
Well,
transform.
To you, and I can't turn you into dolphins. I can help you breathe underwater, but that's about it. I mean, I think we should just go jump down and ruin their party anyway.
Now you're talking my language.
Oh my goodness, how have you been made it to this many years old?
That's what Albert used to say to me.
Okay. We're going to honestly need a powwow at some point. But okay,
How
Shit.
often do they come ashore? Do you interact with them often?
No, not at all. It's no more than once a 10-day, if that. Seems more
So
when
you,
they get curious or bored.
so there's been no indication as to what they're doing there, other than just
As far as we know, they live there. They come up occasionally, trade some small fish, things of harder to catch deeper in the water, or things that we have up here. Typically make us come to them in the water. They don't
How
much
do you
like to be without.
how do you get to them?
When they come, basically wade about shoulder deep in the water, you just wait until someone sees them. Then one of our younger ones will run out and inquire, handle whatever trade they're looking to make at that point, and then they disappear back into their hole.
I guess Artemis kind of looks up at Furia. So should we make a plan to go into that hole then? Or you?
Well, I mean, I could allow us all to breathe underwater without a problem. For
We do
how
have
long?
the
Mm.
necklaces from Rival as well.
but I mean, how deep is this hole? Is it just going to be a straight drop down to the bottom?
You'll be able to breathe for a whole day.
I think
But are we going to, if it's a waterfall, are we going to be falling off of a cliff, basically?
And I mean, they do it all the time. And if they're just like me, what prevents them from going splat? I could go in and see what it's about and come back out, but I mean, that's rather boring for you.
I mean, do you think he'll be able to learn something from meeting them?
But I don't think it's also like a real waterfall because, there wasn't a current.
That's true.
Yeah, we weren't pulled towards it.
So, I mean, I can turn into a whatever shark, dolphin, fish, and pull you guys along, and I can pull you guys out. Go crash their party. Make the, you guys aren't so bad.
I mean, if worst comes to worst, if you all stick around me, I can kind of stop the water from, causing us to splat.
Hmm.
That is also an option.
That works, and we might find some valuable stuff if they're from a different, whatever you called it, art. There might be some, pretty trinkets for the captain, even though, she's probably trying to get her head around what we just gave her.
or making Fabio get his head around what we brought her.
I mean, not to involve the village people here with our dealings, but I don't exactly know where else we would go. We don't exactly have any leads besides going through another a plane through the.
Well,
the
I think there's just a hole to the bottom.
Okay.
The last hole we saw had a people-eating water dragon.
Yes, an
inside.
eldritch being, that
Yeah,
was
that's a
also
good
of great
point.
concern.
And as somebody who wants to fight the dragon, I say we go down the hole.
We don't have to kill them. We just need to go see what they're about. And if they're mad at us, we leave. And if they are so mad at us they want us dead, then we fight them off. And if one or two die in the process, then I mean, we didn't start it.
Oof, wow, I like those odds, and I don't like those odds, but it's better than the eldritch being. I'm sorry, I'm not keen to, kill a god.
We're
Just
not talking about God. We're talking about people like me. I'm not God. Wait, did you think I was God? I just need to clarify this. I'm
No,
not.
the eldritch being, unless you can turn into that thing, then I might get a little
I
confused.
mean, I can try.
Okay, can you try? Can you turn into a dragon?
I mean, when we got back from the dragon, I
That
did try
would
to
be
turn into a
interesting.
dragon, and it didn't work. So,
Oh.
I will turn back to the elderly gentleman, and sort of smile apologetically at our rambling. Thank you very much for the information. Is there anything, as if we're going down there to talk with them, is there anything you would like mentioned?
Sam just sort of scratches his head a little bit. The island consists only meat. It was nice when they tried some of the wanted to catch fish, but delicacies are not what we are about here.
Do I see, like docks or little fishing boats with fishing tackle in them or something like that?
You do see a couple of, I don't even really want to call them boats. I think sort of very rudimentary, like canoes or even like I don't know the proper name for them, so I've got kids bite me. The boats from Moana. I think if you remember at the beginning of, if any of you have seen Moana, those basically the boats that they take out in the lagoon to go fishing in. Or it's like a little canoe with like one little pontoon off to the side of it.
Mm.
They've got sort of a very rudimentary style like that. But again, nothing with sails on it, nothing anywhere remotely near what you guys are traveling in.
I'll dig in the bag of holding, and I'll dig out the fishing pole, and I'll offer it to him. I know this probably won't work for the bigger things of the sea, but perhaps you could put it to use.
He looks and he gestures at the person. He's still sort of half leaning on this younger kid, and the kid gives a very sort of timid bow and takes some research. You can hear in Elvish. He starts messing with the reel a little bit. Seems to have pretty much blown his mind.
If you need some lessons, perhaps my friend Lydia can come and show you later. But I think she's really busy right now. I'll say to him in Elvish, so he understands.
He gives a little bit of a nod down. Again, you watch his sort of taking it and, not actually has been trying to get like a feel for it.
All right, guys, ready to breathe water and jump down a hole?
Always.
Yes.
One of those, yes.
Snow moon?
yes, yes, I'm ready.
All right. Well. So how far is it out? Can I swim to it and
Yeah,
pull everybody else?
It's only about it's only from the shore. So you guys would need to walk down the shore a little ways and then sort of turn out and head out. It's only about probably 100, 150 yards out from the shore. Now, real quick, it is 9:43. How did everyone feel? Do you guys just want to push through till the end of the stream tonight where we got a late start? Do people need a break? It's up to you. I'm good to just go through if that's what you want to do.
I'm good with going through.
Yeah, I'm good to keep going.
Yeah, I think I'm
Me
alright.
too.
Okay. Everyone's good, then we'll just keep rocking through where we ran so late getting started tonight. And I do apologize for those at home. I'm noticing I'm getting alerts every little while that we're dropping a couple of frames here and there through Streamlabs. So hopefully it's not too bad. I haven't been getting anyone in Twitch chat saying it's horrendous, but it is something that I'm getting an alert on. So I really don't know what's going on with Streamlabs this evening, but hopefully we'll have that straightened out for next time. And of course, now that I say that, I can see it freeze on bloody Twitch. So, anyway, as you guys start heading down the shore, what's the plan? Just gonna swim out?
So I would cast water breathing on everybody, which lasts 24 hours. And I can cover up to 10 people, so that's my entire group. And then I would start wading out and then start swimming towards the hole. And then a little bit, maybe 100, 200 feet away, I would turn into I tried to turn into a dolphin, just like they were.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think at this level you can turn into fish anyway, so you have no problem. You've seen
Yes.
a dolphin before. So, for most of you, it's as you're watching, Furia seems to be much more at ease in the water than the rest of you are. Snow Moon, especially you, is unfortunately you're a heavily armored, heavily weaponed individual.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit of work for you, but you managed to, with Furia sort of looping around, coming back to check on that group of you. Eventually, you guys start making it, and you get to a point where you're about 30 or 40 feet away from this opening. And as you've started getting closer to it, you realize this opening is much larger than that initial feeling you got from the boat at that distance. What initially looked like a small hole, this looks to be about 100 feet across. But even now, as you're getting closer and you can hear the noise from it is still present, it's still loud, but it's nowhere near as loud as you would expect it to be. As you're getting closer, all of you go ahead and make perception checks for me.
Oh no.
15.
Nat 1.
Ooh,
26.
nice.
Good. Put that in baby jail.
Are you kidding me? Let's see. 9.
Okay.
Who had the natural 20?
I had a nat
I think it was the inferior.
Ah!
Okay.
I really want to take a picture of that. Does that just require moving the camera around too much?
Yeah.
So, Snow Moon and Furia, you notice, as you're starting to get closer to this, that on this, again, this massive 100-foot circle on, basically, if you're looking at coming at it from 6 o'clock, basically straight towards it, at about 8:30, so a little bit off to your left, there seems to be a Maddie, do me a favor, try reconnecting your camera in roll 20. I just lost you.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Maddie, are you still with us?
Uh-oh.
Oh
Nope, we
no.
lost Maddie altogether.
Damn it.
He fell down the hole too soon.
Really sucks. So we're gonna try to hold for him for a moment.
Dun, dun,
But I will
dun.
run along for the rest of us while we're waiting and hope that Maddie's able to reconnect and get back to us here. Apparently the technical problems are still just whooping our buttholes tonight. So Furia, you and Snowmoon, even though he's not here, notice that on, like I said, about 8 or 8:30, if you're looking at this like a clock, there is a point where you can see the ground under the water drop down and seems to almost create like a shaft, like a little indent within this opening that has water in it. It looks like if someone could breathe water, they could swim down the hole without having to do the whole, tumble and free fall.
Like a underwater water slide.
Basically,
Okay.
it's more for those of us who play
Elevator,
Minecraft,
quote
like a
unquote.
water elevator in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oh, did we get a Maddie back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you again. Do me a favor, try to reconnect
Okay.
your camera in roll 20 because we lost you there.
Yeah, I got booted off my Wi-Fi. I don't know why.
You guys,
Wi-Fi.
tech problems said, take it in the mouth.
Yeah.
Saying
Okay.
it the other way would be offensive.
Yeah.
So, real quick, basically, you and Furia notice that there appears to be a water elevator or like an underwater water slide about 8 or
okay.
8:30 on this imaginary clock. The two of you also notice that around the rest of the ring, at least the portion you can see, under the water, the reason it doesn't seem to be pulling people in is this entire area is rung, or ringed, I guess would be the proper way to phrase it, with coral. It seems to be, this opening is surrounded by a massive coral reef.
The quote unquote water elevator portion?
No, the entire opening.
Oh, okay.
So that literally, that water elevator spot is is like the one clear spot
Got
where something trying to go towards the opening is not going to get shredded.
it. So is that?
Oh.
So I see that. Does it look like we're on track to reach that opening, or at least like?
I mean,
Close,
you
or
could
try and
easily,
attempt to get to it?
swim over that direction. At this point, you guys are just sort of heading out towards the front of this thing. You're heading at it sort of from 6 o'clock. So as long
Okay.
as there's communication, it's very easy for you guys to swim over to 8 o'clock. It seems
Okay.
like Art and Sarah are a little more focused on, oh my god, we're swimming towards a giant vacant hole of death, and aren't really noticing the what's going on under the water. Is more focusing as what's coming.
I would start nudging people over towards the direction of 8 o'clock, but I can't say anything.
Yeah, I see it too, and I pick up on what Fury is trying to do. So I'll turn back to Art and Sarah and like, stick with us. We see the opening to get down there safely. Try to stick with us.
Can we talk underwater or can we just
Oh,
breathe underwater?
I'm assuming you guys' heads are still above water.
Yeah, you guys are probably
Oh, I
still on
thought
the
we were all
surface.
under.
Oh.
Okay.
At this point, the water's not really deep enough for you to be required to be underwater.
I'm
I
very
mean, you
short.
could be if you are, in which
Yes!
case, no, you can't hear anything Snow would say because he's just sort of looking at you going,
I need some water wings.
Wonderful.
What? It's...
as far as you can breathe, so even if you sink, you're okay.
Gonna try to like kick my legs so I'm above it. What? Snowman?
It's called treading water.
Yes, keep your head above the water, and we can talk.
I stick my head above the water.
Not you.
Is she?
Uh,
Is your head?
good.
Is her head still underwater at this point, or?
No, I came up. I'm just...
Okay. All right. So it looks like there's only one safe route down, and Furia's leading the way. So stick with us, follow us, and we'll get down there safely.
Right. You heard him, Artemis, and I'm gonna grab Artemis's hand like they're a little child.
Okay, no, I get it. I'm sorry. There was just like an example of brain coral, and it was really cool. But I get it.
We can always find a piece on the shore.
Yeah,
You know the
start
box
slowly,
jellyfish.
slowly swimming over to the tube down, making sure everybody else is following and not drifting too far away. I'll be like a sheepdog around sheep.
Small,
Okay.
stupid sheep.
just little ones that I don't want to get away and swept away.
Get cheese grated by coral.
Oh, some of our feet are gonna be wrecked.
Ah! Okay, but yes, anyways.
It says, as you all start sort of meandering in towards this sort of
Funnel.
drop down in this funnel point, you do notice as you start to get closer and start to sort of crest and go down, you can start to feel, as you start to dive under the water, that undertow and that current starting to pull. So, Furia, you being in the form of a sea creature, have no issue with this whatsoever. As you start to lead the way, you get everyone sort of pulled in together so they manage to avoid the coral, and you start swimming down.
I instinctually take a breath of air, but then realize it's kind of not an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like fighting the current. Like, this feels so unnatural.
And as you all start to swim down, I need the other three of you, so Snow Moon, Artemis, and Sarah,
Oh
to make
crap.
either a strength or an athletics check for me.
We're gonna go with athletic because I suck at strength.
Both are almost 0, let's go!
It's
Hold on to the dolphin. Hold on to the dolphin.
That's an 18.
Okay.
Or snow moon. That works too.
Yeah.
10.
9!
I'll try to reach my arm behind me and like, here, hang on.
Artemis, who are you reaching back for?
I'm.
Save the old lady.
I mean, are they
Getting new
like
dice.
are they really far apart from one another that it's like only one or the other?
Well, I'm still holding Artemis's hand. I'm gonna say.
Well, it's one of those. This is literally knee jerk. Something is happening. I need to know what's your initial reaction to reach back? You've got split second. What are you doing?
I guess whoever's closest, if that's like really easily discernible who's closest.
Well, I know they're holding hands. And of course, Artemis.
I was ahead of Artemis is the way I was picturing the like.
Okay. Okay, so that means you would probably be closest to Sarah then.
Yeah, I
Maybe-
guess I'll
maybe.
just reach out towards Sarah then. In that case.
Okay. Sarah, go ahead and make your strength check again. You will have advantage on your check. The snowman is
Okay.
trying to give you a hand here as something is now happening.
Let's see what the nerds wrote. Oh my god! Two!
Oh no.
Okay.
That's
With
advantage.
advantage? There you go.
Okay, that's better.
You do have the nat 20,
Oh,
too,
yeah.
so you know.
You also had a nat 20.
I won't wait until we're in combat!
Give it to me! No.
Okay, as Sarah, you manage to keep yourself situated. In doing so, though, you lose grip on Artemis.
Oh crap.
As Artemis,
I would like to
as
use my nat 20 to grab Artemis.
Artemis is starting to tumble down through the water.
Oh,
Nice one is, Artemis is not blown out into the middle of the air and falling. Artemis is just basically is lost in the undertow, and you watch as Artemis is flowing down past Snow Moon and is actually starting to go past
Furious.
past Fury as well.
I guess I didn't.
Ocean
I,
I
Man.
literally went real name, last campaign character name,
and
Dog's name.
did I had no time at all to try and reach out with my other arm?
No, this is all happening in like the same seconds. You reached out,
Okay.
grabbed the person closest to you, as at that same point Artemis is being pulled down. So
Okay.
you managed to save. It was going to be both of them. You managed to hold on to Sarah,
Yeah.
but then you watch as Artemis is just again just sort of tumbling now. This ball rolling down, just getting pulled towards the bottom through this.
I would like to swim as fast as I can after Artemis.
Yeah, very easy for you to keep up as a dolphin. Artemis, go ahead and make a, we'll call this either an athletics, either a strength check or a dexterity check, as you've now got this dolphin sort of coming up right beside you to see if you can sort of grab on or try to right yourself.
Both the same, baby. 7. This is a new devil. This is a new D20. I hate
As,
everything.
as Dolphin Fury comes swimming up beside you, and for some reason she's trying to get right next to you, and just sort of the two of you bump into each other, and just you're side by side right now, but you are still just tumbling out of control.
That's so slippery.
You are rapidly
God.
approaching the bottom there, as you can see. Well, again, Artemis, I'm gonna say you probably really can't tell too much, as everything's just sort of spinning as you're just rolling down.
As you
Furia,
wish.
you can tell looking at the bottom that this is basically just, like you said, similar to a water slide. As it just sort of dumps out what looks to be into a large, deeper pool of water. You personally are not overly concerned for Artemis right now, knowing that eventually when this dumps out, they're probably going to be extremely confused and discombobulated. But you're pretty sure that they're not going to be hurt in any way. At least not physically. Who knows about their mental state?
I would attempt to slow down stuff with my body, I guess, because I mean, Arta's just having trouble doing anything at the moment. But other than that, I'm not gonna try to like do anything else.
Okay. So, Art, as you're coming, it's now we're right down at the bottom. You got one last shot where Fury helping out. Go ahead and make that same check again. You with advantage this time.
This is going to help me though. Oh, it better. Whew. Alright, 17.
Okay, this time as Furia manages to get in front of you, and again, you have that moment where it's just sort of like boom, 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 into the side and back of Fury. You eventually manage to grab onto that back fin and sort of right yourself. And you finish that last little bit of the trip as Fury just sort of hits the bottom and just sort of pulls up right at the last second. As a couple of moments behind you, you get Snow Moon and Sarah come sort of coasting down nice and gently.
Mm.
As the group of you find yourselves standing, well, rather, floating-esque standing, in what appears to be a somewhat, the inside of a somewhat ruined building.
Are there any people around?
You don't see any people in the immediate vicinity around you. But you do notice as you all are starting to look around as you've landed down in this section, you can very easily tell that about 15, 20 feet off to your side is the waterfall. As you can see that the water is still cascading down, and it's like standing on the inside of the waterfall looking out. It's just water pouring down in front of you. It's a very sort of odd sensation, given you are floating in water right now.
So we're like completely underwater, or we're like floating
You are completely
at the surface.
submerged. You are sitting at the bottom of the ocean.
Okay.
But when you
With-
turn and look, like 20 feet off to your side, it is literally, it's like the waterfall scene in Jurassic Park. You can see the water just cascading down.
Okay.
So is it like we're seeing a waterfall, or we're just seeing like the end of the waterfall?
No, it's like you're looking through a waterfall.
Oh. I'm gonna like do a couple of moon jumps over and like stick my hand through.
As you reach your hand out, the first thing you get is that sort of stinging sensation from rapidly falling water on your skin. And then
Does it feel
confusion.
like
And then realizing, wait, if I'm feeling that, then there's no water on the other side.
I'm gonna take my hand back and I'm gonna stick my head through?
And you
No,
have,
Granny, no!
and you have that sensation of being at the beach and diving into the water right as a wave's coming towards you and popping up a little too early and trying to take a breath of air as a wave just crashes in your face. And you have that momentary panic of, oh my god, I'm swallowing water. But then remember, you can breathe water because of furious hell, so it has no effect on you. But you still have that moment where your entire body seems to seize for a second, which is that instinctual panic. And then really, I'm okay. And you're staring into a very misty. Again, it's very difficult to see in this area as the water is actually hitting ground about another 5 or 10 feet down beneath you. It's actually hitting ground and, foam. Literally, the waterfall ends down at the ground here. So there is like mist and just rainwater, or like the droplets, the water cascading back up from it, collapsing in on itself. Makes it difficult to see, but it's definitely open air in the middle of this area.
I'm gonna stick my head back out and like wave everybody over.
Yeah, I'll kind of, I'll stick my head through the divide, I guess, at that, and take a
Okay.
look.
And you have that very similar sensation. It's like that same sort of feeling of, head under the water, and you pull your head up from under the water in the pool or the bath, and that just, you go to take that first breath of air, but just getting that water and that sort of back spray in your face for a second with that momentary panic.
So, if this is like a waterfall, is it like just a curtain of water and then air, or is it?
Exactly correct. It is literally,
Okay.
as you put your face through, you are in air. It's like you're putting your head through a waterfall, and it's just
Okay.
You're now out of the waterfall. You're back in the jungle, so to speak.
Okay. I guess what do I see through the water? Like land or people or a village or anything?
Go ahead and make a perception check. It is very difficult to see though because of all the, again, that sort of mist in the water and everything coming up from where the water's crashing.
8.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of basically you're getting a lot of salt water in your eyes right now as you try to look through here. So you're seeing the mist, you're seeing everything else, but you're not seeing much else. But you know, just from what you saw up top before you dove under, that this is literally 100 feet across. So there could be more in the middle or towards the other side that you're not noticing yet.
Okay.
I'm slowly swimming over to the ruins, whether or not Art is still hanging on to me or not.
Probably.
So go ahead and what's the word I'm looking for? Go ahead, both Art and Furia make a perception check for me as you guys are sort of traveling together.
That one.
16.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Furia, you're not noticing a whole lot. As you're looking at these buildings, they are the remnants of this building that you find yourself down in. It's a strange, I guess I'll phrase it, a strange stone construction. You're not familiar with this, like you don't remember seeing this sort of architecture before. You also notice that it, at points, even with a nat 1, you would notice that there are points on these stone walls that are blackened. Art, you do notice off in the distance a couple of points as you're moving around this area. You see basically the head of a dolphin. And then as it looks like, as quickly as you and the dolphin it sort of meet eyes, it pulls back and disappears. So you are pretty sure that there is something down here with you.
It disappears.
Swims away.
In what way? Okay.
So it's like it's like it pulls back and swims off.
Okay. Do I notice the stonework that's blackened as well?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. Do I can I make any observations as to why it's black, or is it just black stone?
Go ahead and I will say what sort of gnome are you? You rock or forest?
I'm rock, man.
Okay. I will say go ahead and I think you have advantage on history checks. Oh wait, no, that might be for magical.
Let's see. Rock history.
In other words, I've never
I
had
have
to use it.
advantage on intelligent wisdom and charisma against magic.
No, there was something else for rock gnome, I thought. Can't remember. I should know it.
I can do tinker stuff and artificer stuff.
Give me a second here.
History, relating to magic items,
Okay, that's it.
alchemical
History to
objects.
magic. Okay, so we'll
Yeah.
say go ahead and make either a straight intelligence check, or if you want to do history, you can do history, because it's something that would have happened at some point. Somewhere.
I'm throwing this in the garbage. 7.
Okay. So you're not 100% sure as you're looking at it, and the way it appears, the first thing that hits your head is a wizard go-to. Is fireball, and then wetter minds prevail and realize you're underwater. So maybe not fireball, maybe something like a fireball, but not.
Oh, wait, add twice your proficiency bonus. So I should have added 6 to that.
Okay.
Whatever that is.
13.
So that, well,
Yes.
you said 9, right? What'd you roll on the die?
7.
Oh.
7. So 10.
Yeah, sorry, that would be a 10 then.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, because it's twice my proficiency.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
was
oh.
the 7 with the proficiency bonus
Right,
times
was
1?
it 7 with
the
it, or was
straight
it a
roll?
7 on the die?
It's a 7 on the die.
Oh,
And
okay,
your
so what's your
proficiency
history
is
modifier?
3?
Is it?
Yeah, it's the same for everybody right now.
Yeah, your proficiency bonus should be
Yeah.
3.
It is.
6, yeah, so 13.
Yeah, so
So-
it would be 13 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, with that then you would,
Sorry.
That's
That's
okay.
okay. So
Math.
with that, then you would know that. Yeah, because the DC was only a 10, so you are pretty sure that this was some sort of an explosion. Fireball
Okay.
seems like a pretty safe bet,
Oh.
assuming that this building was not underwater at the point it happened. If it was underwater,
Okay.
it would have to be something a whole lot more powerful than just a fireball.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry.
No worries. That's what we're here for.
So is Sarah still as I still am?
If you guys are both still
But-
over there, it's
Yeah, my head's still out,
So,
if that's what you mean.
yeah. So I look over like, what is this? This is bizarre. This is amazing.
Maybe this is their home? It's not as wet. It's weather
still-
back there.
I still can't see anything through all this mist.
Oh, my glass is fogged at the beach. It's can't even see you.
Yeah. So,
Is there
and then I
ground?
guess
Is there ground? Should I just step out?
it ground back inside or ground out here.
No, under us.
I guess I'll try to look down and see if I can see.
you can see that the water is definitely crashing on something about 5 or 10 feet beneath you. It's no really way to see through all the water pouring down to it, though. You'd need to either try like poking down at it with something, or take a leap of faith.
I would like to take a leap of faith.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Here I go.
Sarah is jumping out.
I'd like to use my nat 20.
Okay. So you actually managed to keep your footing, as you do land on a very uneven surface.
Oh, this could have been bad.
It's as you're sort of again, and it's still looking around. It is very difficult to see. You probably need to get like a good 20 or 25 feet in towards the middle area before you're really out of this sort of misty foaming sort of spot where you are now. And as you take a couple of steps in, each time you put a little weight on your foot or anything like that, you get that sort of almost like walking on decent sized rocks. They're not big enough that your foot fits on one. They're sort of like where your foot's on like 2 or 2.5 rocks, so every time you step in, the foot's a little uneven.
I'll shout down, well, anything?
I'm alive!
Okay, I guess, should I jump down too?
Well, there's rocks. They don't seem sharp, but how good are you at landing?
I guess that depends.
What is your proficiency bonus?
Everyone has the same one.
I mean, if this is a feat of athletics I'm trying to attempt, I should be just fine.
I don't know what that means, but yeah, calm down. Where are the other two?
They're still inside the center, I believe.
Can I like re-stick my head in the waterfall from like where I am?
As you start to go back over and put your head into the water, you actually, as you like reach your hand in to go to push your face into it, you feel there's like you're hitting dirt and sand. You've jumped further enough down that you don't have access to that like same level where they are.
Okay, so you're going to have to ask them
Yes.
if they are coming through.
So we'd all be completely submerged in the center, right? So I can't really talk to any of them.
It's just Fairy has a dolphin, and
Well, I'm not a dolphin.
yes, but you can pull a dolphin. You're strong. I've seen your beefy arms. Oh my
Well,
gosh. Grandma hitting on the dragon. I'm taking notes from your grandma. Yeah. Out of context, that sounds really freaking weird. Anyways.
I guess I could try and signal them out here, but no guarantees.
Well, I'm going to start heading into the surrounding area, so.
Okay, I mean, it didn't work when you tried to go back into the center. What happened?
It's all sand.
Hmm.
So I think you're at the door, and I'm at the basement. And this isn't one of those multi-doored houses. So I need you to tell them.
I didn't really follow that last part, but okay.
What do you see in a bungalow type house? And she's just gonna go on her own little spiel.
Yeah, so at this point, I guess I'll turn back in towards the others in the center and try to get their attention, just like by waving my hands.
Oh, okay.
So swimming around these rooms, how extensive are they? Do they go all the way around the outside of the hole? Is there a way to go in deeper? away from the waterfall?
Yeah, as you're looking around, it's the area you're in right now. It's like you're in. Basically, again, based on where you guys sort of came down, and it sort of opened up. So I guess I'll phrase it. Actually, you guys are. Let me see here. You guys all on roll 20. Yeah, you guys are all on roll 20. So give me a second. Let me just grab my handy dandy little art thingamabobber here. So if we just go this. Of course, it gives me a bleeding square. Really?
Ooh, wee! Another one.
Okay, let's try this again.
They're multiplying.
There we go. Okay.
And it's another square.
So let's first get rid of you two because you two are useless. Okay, so this is your little, the actual opening that we're dealing with. You guys
Okay.
had your little elevator. It's basically like right over here. And you are now in basically this large square off to the side. So, within this larger square area, you're dealing with there's like a couple of looks to be like a corner section of a wall, pieces of like where a window would have been, but the glass is all missing. So there are definitely areas that you could swim off to. Now, any which direction you chose to go. I mean, if you're starting in here, I mean, you could swim around this way, you could go out back this way. That's basically the ocean is yours, so to speak.
Okay, but the runes don't go on extensively after a certain point.
From what you can see, they don't seem to stretch out more than probably about 20 or so feet from at least this area you're in right now. Now, who knows, on the other side of it, it could go on for miles, but you'd have to either cut through the middle or swim all the way around to find that out.
Right. And Art hasn't pointed out the spying dolphin to me at all. All right.
Probably not. No.
I'm just swimming around looking at all these ruined stone walls and blackened bits, I guess.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check for me, Furia.
$13.
Okay, and Snowmoon, I'm going to say go ahead and make a performance check for me as you're trying to get
Okay.
Furia's attention without being able to speak.
Oh boy, that's a 4.
So you're over and you're doing your best miming, but at the moment it doesn't seem like she's noticing.
Oh man, I almost wish I could see it.
I guess I'll start like opening my mouth and just blowing bubbles, hopefully just to like make enough noise to see if that works
Okay.
at this point.
Okay. Furia and Ars, at this point you do actually start hearing what can only be described is the sound of somebody drowning to death. Is that sort of that final expulsion of air from the lungs? Just comes out of Snowmoon's mouth.
I don't know if dolphins are good at expressing themselves with facial features, but I mean, I guess I would make a worried dolphin peep and head back over to where I last saw them. I was like, why is not my spell working? It's working fine for Art here.
No,
Yeah. Artemis would make a worried Artemis face and still hold on.
so he's still blub 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 blub, and he's like pointing towards where he just was sticking his head out, like.
And you both, without even needing to make a check, notice that Sarah's gone.
I stick my dolphin face through the waterfall.
Sarah, did you say you were just starting to walk in towards the middle? Or
Just
are you
like
still hanging out right where you were?
I'm trying to like get to like the shoreline, like some sort of like solid, non-slippery rocky ground, but I am still describing architecture and house layouts to Snow Moon. And that's why it's called a bungalow, you see.
Okay, Furia, go ahead and make a perception check.
That's an 18.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can see Sarah is very carefully testing the ground, but is walking towards the midsection, or walking in towards the middle of this open space.
I
you
make
can
a dolphin
sort of hear something,
chirp.
but it's hard to hear over the water crashing around you.
I make a dolphin chirp and I pull my face back in as I don't want to hear whatever she's saying at the moment. As it, I heard the word bungalow.
So at this point, I guess Furia and Art are both like, have they both drifted over towards where I was directing?
Oh yeah, Furia just sort of swam by you and stuck her head out, and then now pulled it back and is now sort of looking at you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so at this point, I'm gonna I'll point my head in that direction one more time, and now I'll jump through
Okay.
to the other side.
Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay. 10.
Okay, unfortunately that is not enough, and you do
Ooh.
land. As you hit the ground, you do slip.
Okay.
And you actually take 6 points of slashing damage.
Oof. Okay.
As you land on what Sarah, with her landing using her nat 20,
By cheating.
had mistaken for stone, is actually more of the same coral reef.
Oof.
And as you just sort of fell and collapsed on it, just managed to gash your arm up.
Ugh.
Do I hear him like crash behind me?
Well, would Snowman have
Coral
called out as he
bits
landed and
everywhere?
gashed himself open?
Just a growl, I guess. Just as he landed.
You might have heard something, Sarah. It's going to be a little difficult though. As he lands and starts to growl, it's just more water getting dumped on top of him.
I guess do I see Sarah through the mist, or is it still too?
As you sort of jumped out, you probably got a pretty good shot and line of sight at where she was, and then as you hit the ground and collapsed, you're now basically just getting pounded by water, so you're not seeing really anything at this point.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say something to her, but if I can't see her, yeah.
Yeah, you've got a pretty good idea of where she is, but you'd have to stand yourself up to. Once you're up, you'd probably be able to see her without a problem, though.
Okay, yeah. I guess I'll try to stand myself up as best I can.
Yeah, easy enough. Again, once you're on it, it's just sort of it's slow moving. It would be difficult terrain mechanically speaking.
Mm-hmm. I thought you said this was stone. This is coral. Ugh, I gashed my arm open.
Oh, is it not?
No, I mean, look at it. It's right here. It's not stone.
No. So it is not.
How did you do that so easily, anyway?
I cheated.
Cheated? What?
Feminine agility. I
used my old granny skin to make a flying squirrel suit, and
Ew. Ugh. It's like. I'm so sorry. He's just taking notes. Kill everyone.
Must have come in handy.
We
Holy
can't hear
shit.
you, Matt.
You're muted.
I want you to remember this very moment when you meet the homebrew monster you just created.
The granny flying squirrel.
The granny flying squirrel. The
We're on
very
the island.
lucky.
We're actually on the island of Dr. Moreau.
Oh my god.
Spy Kids. Do you think God stays in heaven because he figured something out? Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's horrible. I love this. As Matt slowly regrets DMing any of us. I'm
This is
gonna.
why I live for this.
Oh my god.
The last 3 minutes just made all the fucking technical problems worth it. Who knows whether or not Twitch is ever going to see any of this, because I'm still getting a lot of stuff. Hey, it's not right. If you are lucky, because this is fucking fun.
Just follow the sound of my voice.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm gonna start walking as best I can to get out of this mist.
Yeah, easy enough at this point. Once you're standing again, it's slow going, but you manage to move right along. And that brings us over to our Dolphin and Artemis. You just watch Snowman throw himself out?
I guess I look at the dolphin Furia, and what is the expression on her dolphin face?
Thoughtful, I guess. I mean, it's really hard to tell.
Yeah, okay.
You can't see both my eyes at the same time, or it's really hard to. And
Yeah, that's true.
but I would swim down to see if there's a bottom to the place we're at right now, as
so
they seem to have jumped through and landed down there. Is there a place here?
Yeah, so as you're swimming down, you're basically hitting I guess I'll say it, you're hitting the ground here. And when you're putting your face out, it looks like the ground. Basically, this is another couple of feet down. It's about another 5 to 10 feet below. So you guys are basically hit a level, and then it drops down further in this midsection.
I look. I guess if art is still on my back area, I can't really look at art. But I go down to the ground and I turn into myself and dig out some rope. And it's like, well, we could jump. I stick my head out. We could jump.
Wait, is the dolphin talking?
No, I turned into myself and stuck my
Okay.
head out of the.
Okay.
Because they seem to be, it seems to be air out there. Dolphin, me
Okay.
could tell.
Okay.
Did you cast water breathing on yourself as well?
I did, yes.
Just making sure.
Just in case,
Dolphins can't go that deep. Me being short and maybe just like on your back, you just hear and then like a thumbs up.
I pulled my head out and I'm very confused.
Still hanging on.
Breathing fine.
Do you hear that?
Yes, I thought I heard something up there.
As I pull like a chunk of coral out of the snowman.
Like, watch it.
So yeah, I guess if I like clamber up on Furia and stick my head into that, I can like talk and breathe and fun stuff like that.
Yeah, and you could do it even on your own.
Quote unquote, yeah.
Yeah, it's you're dropping down. If you were to jump out, you wouldn't be able to get back in. because just at your height, I mean, even Snow Moon, standing at almost 7 feet, would be hard pressed to climb back up through the waterfall to get back into this room without
Okay.
something to help him. Unfortunately, neither
Okay.
him nor Sarah thought to put anything, so
Is there some place I could either wedge the rope in the I'm not sure what the wall's made of, or like a spike, climbing spike, or
so you let's see.
I'm not sure exactly what the ground is made of right where I'm at.
Yeah, so the
Sand.
ground itself is just at this point is like stone and sand. So it's really not a good spot to really dig it into there. But you're pretty sure that if you go a little further up towards like 9 or 9:30 up, basically circling around the outer side, up towards one of the sections of the wall you saw, tying the rope around that should give you enough to tie it off there and to hang it down to the ground.
All right, I'll stick my head out into the air and Art, we should go over there and tie the rope off so we can get back up later. Plus, I don't. It looks. I don't know. Snowman said something hurt.
Sure, I can't really do much aside from hold on to you, so whatever you say.
Swimming's not that hard.
I'm a rock gnome! I sink!
I didn't know that was possible, but fine. So I'll just go back into the water and start pushing Art in the direction I want to go.
It's totally canon now that they can't swim.
I may steal that, by the way.
They have they themselves have shape water and like water breathing. But yeah.
It's because they're inbred fear of water. Climb the fair.
Easy enough as you guys start tying off the rope and get my head out. We're going to jump over to Sarah and Snow Moon. As you guys have continued to, again, somewhat slowly make your way in towards the middle area, you do notice that once you get about 25-30 feet away from the wall, the mist does die down. And you are left with that sort of, again, the occasional spray coming through. And every once in a while is the clouds, good 150, 200 feet up to the surface of the ocean. And even higher to that, once the clouds move over a certain way, occasionally the sun hits just the right angle, and you'll see a rainbow drift through the mist for a couple of seconds.
Ooh.
And as you start to look around, this inner area starts to sort of level off in what looks to be stone pavers. Looks like a road almost.
It looks like a road, doesn't it, Sarah?
Does.
And do we look around? Do we see any kind of like signs of life yet?
Structures. and
Yeah.
like-
You're not seeing anything like that in the immediate area as you're looking, and again, it's only about 75 or 80 feet to the other side of this, basically to the other side of the waterfall.
Okay.
So as you're sort of looking around from where you are, you're not seeing any like structures or anything like that. You do see what appears to be a single individual, though. Sitting with their back to you. Looks like they're sitting in, I guess, what would best be described as what looks to be almost like a small spring. Very long, flowing kelp colored, like dark greenish hair. Again, completely covering the back, and as they seem to be sitting in this small pool of water, it flows in the water and almost sort of fans out, almost as ink or paint droplets sitting on the surface of the water.
I'm gonna go towards them.
Should we stay here for a minute and wait for Art and Furia to catch up? Do you think?
I suppose.
Yes, it'll just be a minute. Let's just wait for them.
While we're waiting, I'm going to take more of the coral out of.
Okay, go ahead.
No, it'll stop moving.
Alright, I think that's it.
So as Fear and Artemis, you two have tied off the rope and you guys are climbed down. And again, as you touch down onto the ground, you get that same sort of uneven sense of the ground that you're standing on. Not having climbed down the rope, you don't run into the same problems that Sarah and Snowmoon had. And what is your plan now? As you are now currently just down on the ground, and there's just water cascading all over you from this waterfall.
I would attempt to walk in the same direction I saw Sarah when the first peek through.
Oh, okay.
Because that's, as far as I know, where Snowmoon hit it as well.
Yeah, I'd probably follow after Furia, trying to like take as much of a look around as I could,
Oh, okay.
but not wanting to fall behind.
So
Yeah,
go ahead,
and knowing...
Artemis, make a perception check as you're falling behind. And go ahead, Snowmoon.
Oh crap!
Yeah, just like knowing how misty it was being in there myself, I'll try to like shout and help them follow my voice. Like, this way, follow my voice.
Okay.
That was a 9.
Do you want to die?
I'm throwing this one out.
Okay.
I'm not gonna throw it out. It's a dice. It's a die. I can't. But I'm buying more.
Exclamation point, Little Dragon. Bring you to their website. Use the discount code PROBONUS for 10% off your order.
That's what we call a segue in the business.
So, as you're calling out, and it does seem to help Fury and Artemis, is a couple of minutes later, your two missing group members have found their way to you.
Looks like everyone made it through okay.
One more, and I'm just gonna like
Oh.
pull.
all right.
I guess within reason. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
What a curious-looking person over there.
Yes, I was going to introduce myself, but I was told to wait.
Now,
As you say that, you see another individual appear almost out of nothing,
Oh, Fonz.
standing beside this person. Again,
Does
looks to
it-
be this person is somewhat slightly more is facing towards your side. So some of you are probably able to see a little bit of the face. Seems to have a very sort of salt and pepper, very close-shaven beard. Seems to be talking to this person. Then
do
after
they
a few
seem to
moments,
notice?
Oh, go ahead.
Do they seem to notice us standing here at all?
Does not seem to at the moment.
Hmm.
Then after a couple of moments, as they seem to finish their conversation, the person in the robe, drops their robe, and proceeds to get into the spring. Just sort of, again, lowers themselves down and sitting in the spring. Person with the long hair lowers themselves down a little more. It seems to, just sitting and relaxing.
Well, Sarah, you were all gung-ho a minute ago.
Well, they're nude.
So?
Well, you don't just go up to people when they are nude.
Let me tell you something. You are nude under your clothing. All the time.
That is true, though.
I'll start to approach at this point.
Okay. And you're trying to sneak up, or you just?
No, I'm just gonna walk right up.
Oh, okay.
One of them made like eye contact with them. Yeah or no?
Nope. It's the two of them were talking with each other. It doesn't seem like either of them had noticed
okay.
you at that point. As you all start to hear Snow Moon start to walk up, and you hear that somewhat funny sort of jingle jangle of his multiple weapons and his armor, you watch as
Well,
the one with the dark green hair doesn't even fully turn around. You watch as this person turns a little, and you get a glimpse of a very light blue-skinned shoulder. As then immediately just drops under the water.
See?
The other individual with the beard is still sitting there. Just sort of turns and looks over towards Snowman a little bit, but one hand does reach over and pull the robe a little bit closer.
Say, it's okay. We mean you no harm.
So it looks over at
In
you
common.
and goes to start saying something. You watch as you hear a couple of strange sounding syllables, and then he sort of watches and shakes his head around his head. I do apologize. It's not very often I get to speak with people of this tongue anymore.
Oh, well, thank you for speaking in this language, so that way we can understand each other.
You'll have to forgive my wife. She's a little untrusting of most Creekwa.
Oh, it's okay. I didn't mean to frighten her or worry her in any way, but my friends and I we're really exploring this place, and this is quite an amazing home you have here.
Well, it's not quite exactly home, but it'll do for now. We're just trying to get ourselves home.
Ah, you're not from here.
No, it seems we got moved here by something.
Like, was it a person, like, or a creature did this to you, or you don't know? Do you know how it happened?
No, while I'm not fuzzy on that is it was when the sea dragons reappeared. But when they all came back after See, all of them were asleep. Then you started hearing things that the bad ones came back and the good ones weren't doing nothing about it.
And it's
Some people tried to wake up the good ones, and we met a few of them. But they ended up visiting us at home, and after they left, and then we found out about the sea dragons, and now we're here, and we can't quite find how to get home.
we met. I think it's one of these sea dragons, or maybe it was some kind of sea god. We met a creature like that not too long ago in our journey.
And to let you live?
We didn't exactly come face to face with it, but it seemed to be part of some kind of ceremony, some kind of sacrifice.
They always did try to get stuff from Calaman, so
I'm going to slowly make my way forward, inch my way forward, and excuse me, why is she wary of the Creekwa?
I'm sorry. Air breathers. It took me years to get her to actually speak to me, never mind to actually marry me. But
Oh. Huh.
most sea elves don't like them.
We have come down here. We, as meaning mostly me, we heard that there were shapeshifters here.
Yeah, that's it. Those of us who ended up getting moved here, well, at least my wife's peoples, that they have the ability to make themselves into them big fish, the dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they get round. That means they can check up. Well, at least they used to check up on things back home, but like that, didn't want none of them air folk knowing where they lived. But now we're
So,
here.
you ever heard of somebody named Imo?
I can't quite say that I know the name, but
He's from another island. He pointed me in your direction, but he said that you might not be here anymore. He said you live by the coral.
yeah, we've been here about hard to tell here because y'all ain't even got the right. And he looks up at the sky. Even the sky's weird. But I think it's been that a part of, at least from the moon I can see, 8, 9 moons gone by.
That matches up what the surface folks said when we asked when the hole appeared, and I'll motion upwards.
Oh yeah, I don't quite know what caused this, but you know, makes these nice little pools in the middle, and sometimes nice for me to be able to sit out here without having to make myself breathing underwater.
So, can she only turn into a dolphin, or can she turn into things like birds or bears, for example?
So, and he just sort of holds up a hand a little bit and sort of dunks himself under the water and pops back up. Oh, man, darn elbow. Give her a few minutes. She's going to get herself a little bit more gestures at the group of you. The elves are a little less modest than most other folk. It likes to tease me because I still he gestures at the rope sitting on the ground beside him. Still goes on when I'm not in the water.
I touch my tips of my ears. I'm like, I don't mind. I mean, they might.
She'll be her. It's my old daddy used to say, "Happy wife, happy life." So I don't pick a fight if I don't have to.
If Sarah and Art haven't caught up yet, I'll motion them over.
I'm gonna motion over, but try not to look at the naked gentleman.
As he's completely submerged up to probably about midpoint on his chest.
It could slip.
A little bit of time goes by, and eventually you see again to all of your eyes, a very young elven woman appears from under this small pool. Again, that same sort of almost like seaweed green, but that green of seaweed that it's still like vibrant and in the tropical water. It's this bright, beautiful, flowing. It's again, as she comes up, it's still slicked back, but again, now parts of it are pulled forward and now draped over the front of her, as well as what appears to be some sort of dark blue, almost like a shawl, wrapped over her shoulders as well. And she comes up to the surface, and again, looking at the group of you with a little nod, looks over at Furia and starts to speak. And Furia, after a couple of seconds, you would swear that she was speaking Elvish. But again, much like the elder on the island above had mentioned, you're only catching like one out of every like 7 or 8 words. Looks like whatever dialect she's speaking, it's different enough that there's only small bits here and there that are similar to what the language you were taught.
All right, I'll sort of bow towards her and sort of hold up a hand. It's like in Elvish, I'm sorry, I don't understand your dialect entirely.
And as you say that, she sort of, almost gets a sad look on her face, and goes down and looks over towards her husband and gives like a little head nod and shake to her. And she looks back at the group, and again you watch like active thought for a couple of seconds, like that. Okay, there's something I gotta remember. And eventually she manages to... Well, looks at... Yes, I'm sorry, I don't speak this tongue often. My husband, we taught him our language. Forgive me if I stumble. What brings you to our temporary home?
I will then try just out of just seeing Druidic, and I'll say, "Do you understand?"
She cocks her head a little bit. Yes. But this is a language very few speak.
Well, I picked it up the same way I learned how to turn into different animals, much like dolphins.
And with that, you see as she turns towards her husband. Do you follow the wild one, the world mother?
It's hard to say, as I grew up with nobody to teach me anything. The only things I know are the things I've discovered along the way.
She looks down. I do not understand this place where we in our home there are many who would teach someone of your skills. Various places and temples across all the lands.
I wish I learned what I know with somebody there to help me, but I stumbled across what I can do. And the best I could say is the forest taught me. So maybe the Earth Mother herself? I don't know.
That she sort of smiles and looks down a little bit for a second, looks back up to you. And let it not be said that the beast cannot be a caring mother from time to time. That being said, as you have found your way here, are you lost just as we are, do you seek your way home?
Yes, but I don't believe my home is as hard to get to, perhaps, as yours. I don't yet know where my home is. Perhaps so. But then again, I have nothing to miss. And you do.
Yes, we do have friends and family to return to, but to do so we must find I suppose one could call it a doorway to get there. At the very least, the one who brought us here. And to what end?
We have met many like you, lost without a home during our travels between islands. It's hard to say whether you're from the same place or not, but just know that you're not alone in missing home.
Others like myself, other Demonesti.
Well, we have met a water breather, and he was seeking, and I'll look over to Art. It was the plane of water, right? In common.
That, they were looking at like coral formations. I believe so. Yes.
The
nothing but
guy
water.
on the floating city. He was looking for the
Yes.
plane of water.
Yes.
Rival.
Yes,
So
right.
yeah, I'll switch back to Druidic. Somebody was looking for a way to get back to the plane of water. He was a water breather and stuck here.
That she looks at. That is not. We came from a place not all that different from here.
You've also met they were setting out on a voyage to get back to where they came, and they said a maelstrom turned them upside down and set them here instead of where they were.
You watch as that her face seems to go a little intense for a moment. Sorry, did you say a maelstrom?
That's right.
She looks over at her husband, and you see the two of them have a very sort of rapid conversation back and forth. Then she turns back over to you, and who was this person?
Well, the captain's name was Dunbar.
Again, she turns away, starts talking to the husband again for a moment. And he almost jumps up and looks over at the group of you. Wait a minute, y'all met Dunbar Mastermind?
Is this in common?
Yes.
Yes, we did meet him briefly.
Oh boy. Yes, we did.
Where'd he go? He's the head of the Order of the White Robes. He should be able to help.
He left on a ship with another man who said he had an idea of where to go. We also did hear a rumor that there is, it's more of a legend or a myth, that there is sometimes a maelstrom type event. Snow Moon, said it a while back. Where was that?
The Northwind Straits.
And yes, and the legend was that it led to another world.
They said they were trying to get home, right? In a manner of speaking.
Captain Dunbar, yes.
Ugh.
I don't know if he told us where, like what their coordinates were, though. After we
don't-
parted, I don't think.
He was leaving with a man called Seklas, who said he knew or had an idea of how to get home.
Well, at least now I know that old Dunbar is here. If he's here, maybe. I don't know. It's 1/3 of
If
the
we run
conclave,
into him-
so.
If we run into him again, we'll let him know of you.
Looks over, has another couple of quick words with his wife, and looks back over at the group of you. Well, here I was concerned this was going to be a problem with y'all being here, but it's good news. Hopefully.
That's better than hostile news.
Yeah, we didn't come down here to cause trouble. I just am a curious sort and finding other people of my nature.
As he turns back towards his wife, and again, trying to switch back into common as it seems polite. He looks over to you. If the beast has chosen you for something, there must be a sign or a reason.
Beast?
I'm sorry, Beast.
What beast?
The world mother.
I guess I'll kind of like look at Furia for a second. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know what that is either.
It is she who teaches those of us the ways of the, I suppose one could call it the natural magics.
Oh.
Not the sort that... And she gestures towards her husband, who looks over. Ain't the sort of stuff the Lunatari teaches me.
I'm starting to elbow Art and like, hey, you were right. It is natural magic.
Yeah, exactly. So I can't learn it.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I'm not much of a magic user myself.
Yes, I'm
As you say that,
fortunately
as the
like.
husband looks over at you. You can't tell that with all that steel you carry, and it's.
Aw.
I can-
We ain't exactly allowed to carry anything but these little daggers here, and as he reaches down, you watch as he's still got a leather strap around his arm, and on the leather strap, as he turns his arm over, you can see there is a small dagger against the inside of his arm that he's still strapped there.
Well, my blade is just as fierce as your magic, so.
He's right there.
Got a little bit of a smile. It does get right tiring after a spell, but
But again, we're not looking for trouble. We're just saying that this guy is a dragon, a dude who can like mess up some stuff if you need to.
imagine it might be a little bit of concern, but I never seen a white one of him before, so Main reason we'll let y'all come down and keep talking rather than doing anything else.
You probably haven't seen a pink-haired one of those either. Point over to Art.
Oh, come on.
I ain't met one that ever spoke this slow, but
Is that to me or to Art?
no,
That shuts them up.
most of the little ones like that we run into down, well, we don't get them much down here, but usually it's just one long. You can't even get a word in edgewise.
I'm trying to make sure that I can converse somewhat regularly. Ugh.
Give them a little pat on the back. Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't really need anything from you. Although, and I'll dig out my ring. Would you be so kind as to tell me something about this? Maybe you being from somewhere else can have better insight than the other people I've talked to.
So be careful about that ring.
Yes, other magic people that have looked at it have had, I don't know, art?
Interestingly hostile interactions.
Maybe don't magically do anything, just maybe look at it.
He has a very amused look at Art's description. There's he looks over at the group here a little bit and then sets the ring down on the sort of like the bankers down beside him. Reaches over to his robes and starts going and pulls a small pouch out. And you can see takes out what looks like a small pearl, a feather, a couple of other small things. Then you watch as he starts mumbling to himself, takes the pearl, watches he picks up the ring in one hand and holds it flat in his palm, takes the pearl and between two fingers just crushes it, starts to sprinkle this dust over the top of it. And watches it starts to give off a faint glow to it. And then immediately jumps back and just sort of drops it on the ground on that same spot again, where you said it a moment ago, and just, I'm damned. Looks around on the ground, eventually can't find anything, so picks up and pulls the dagger out of the little strap in his arm, sort of pokes the ring with the dagger, picks up and holds it up to Euphoria.
I'll take it back.
Weren't exactly fun. Hostile interaction, you did said. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, it seems that this might be one of I guess I might call them a family. Because it seems like these were it's old magics. And I realize I ain't exactly from where. Well, I don't know your land's history or what's going on here. but this is tied, it seems, to planar energy.
Oh boy.
So as best as I can tell, if you can find which if you can find where to charge this, it'll sort of revitalize itself. And once it's been, once it's got a little more hitch in its giddy up, it should, shall we say, reveal its secrets to you. But yeah, something in there does not want. I don't know if it's anybody or if it's just people who aren't you, or you're the one who is in possession of it, poking around. There was definitely something in there that did not like me trying to take a look.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a mean thing, isn't it?
I don't know if I necessarily say mean so much as, get off my lawn.
Okay. Wondering where the distinction is, but yes, good to know.
All I'm saying is it might not be outright hostile. It may just not like you poking at it.
It sure does not. Yeah, yep.
A hungry dog ain't gonna be hostile to you, but if you start sticking your arm in its mouth, it's gonna bite if it's hungry enough.
I love these metaphors.
Well, it is the only lead I have to home.
Well, if that's a lead to home, then you are somehow tied to some sort of planar plane. That don't make
I
much
guess.
sense to it.
I guess.
And you talked about charging this. Where would you go to do that, or do you know how you would do that?
It's the whatever is in there is not exactly wanting me to be poking around in it, but it's what little I was able to get from it is somehow tied to one of the. I'm really hoping y'all's world is like ours. We have these different. I guess I'll call them states of being. We call them planes.
I point at Art.
Yes.
No, that would be what I'm taking to be a no. That's not a plane.
No,
I don't know any. Yes.
Oh,
They're
I
the
know
one
what you're
who
talking
knows
about
about this
roughly.
stuff. Yes.
Are you an arcane user?
Arcane meaning magic, yes. Arcane meaning all of the magic, including what she can do, and they're gesturing to the wife and Furia. Maybe not, but some
No,
magic,
no,
yes.
Not them weird folk. I mean, like, no, I mean you got a spell book.
They kind of like back up a step.
Yes.
Oh man, it's been ages since I seen all them down here with their nature this or water that. I only get to deal with it when I'm at the conclave, and they only call that when there's a big problem going on. Just nice to talk to a fellow practitioner.
Conclave.
So, then you already understand the plane thing, Dan. So
Yes.
basically, there are going to be points within this world where that basically hot spots, where things sort of bleed through one into the other. Typically, it's a little easier for someone like you or me to be able to open a door there. Now, you may be able to pull some energy from there for the young elf lady's ring, or if it doesn't work, it either means A, you got to go into said plane to charge the item, assuming you're in the right plane, or you're in the wrong plane and you got to try somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know where these locations are?
Well,
Could you
sure,
point us
if I
toward
was
them?
home, I could tell you where they all were, but
They're
this ain't
kind of
exactly home.
everywhere, but nowhere.
Hmm.
Unless you know how to access them.
Okay.
It's weird.
Like there was one in the Lord City of Palanthus some ways back, but that one's mighty tough to get into.
Palanthus. Where's that?
Not here.
That ain't going to help you. That's home. Not really home.
No.
That's where I'm. That's
That
my
is
world.
home.
I guess I'll phrase
The
it.
home.
My plane.
Yes. Home.
Yes, that's home is in the Blood Sea, but you know, hey.
Ooh.
Don't
Interesting.
be
So
like
that
It's
is
just
why.
red sand. There's a Blood Sea, and everyone goes ooh.
That's why Dunbar is familiar, though.
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yes. So where I come from, if you're going to be if you're going to practice magic above, basically, you know, the occasional pull a coin out your nose to amuse the kiddies, then you actually have to study and you have to be a member of the conclave. Only way you join the conclave is you declare your allegiance to the magic. They give you your colored robe, and Dunbar is the head of the Order of the White Robes. Probably
Oh.
I'll say, probably say third strongest, but I technically think he's second.
Alright, well, Art just looks like they had a mild heart attack, but sounds good.
Maybe that's why Dunbar was so fascinated with Snow Moon's white color of scale.
Perhaps.
They don't make them like that where we come from. Usually it's just bronze, copper, silver, and gold.
Yes,
And usually they don't talk much. It's usually more biting and killing.
well, we're not mindless monsters.
At least here.
We did come across some that weren't.
Yeah, that's a long story.
Yeah, we've had a lot of experiences before we met you.
Oh, one would hope so. You ain't just been born. Life is experiences.
Yep.
I mean, age-wise, I'm pretty fresh out of the crib, but yes, this has been enlightening.
So you have seen others like me, other dragon creatures.
No, we don't really get many draconians down the bottom of the ocean, but I'm familiar enough with how things like you is made.
And is it in this plane that you see them, or in your home plane?
Oh no, everything I know is from where we're from. All we've been doing since we've been here is trying to figure out how to get back home.
Yes, well, I can relate to that too.
Is everyone in this? Is this literally? Is this limbo? Is everyone just
Well, if
lost
it's
looking
me-
for home?
And a snowmoon,
Oh.
and I'm pretty sure we have another friend we left aboard ship, and I'm pretty sure she's also looking for home too.
If you're out
At least most of us.
in an adventuring party, you're usually looking for something.
3 out of 5.
I left home, so no.
Though it's not so much that I don't know where my home is. I was kicked out of my home, basically, and I'm trying to find a new one.
Artemis just looks at Snowmoon. I'm just here for the adventure.
She breaks great scones. It's, you need to have a cook if you ever go adventuring. I didn't know that before, but now I do, and it's great.
Oh, that reminds me. Snowman, eat this.
He doesn't even really hear like the peripheral discussion going on.
Just put it in his bag. He'll find it eventually.
Maybe.
Actually, I'm sorry, folks. Wait, forgot if I clicked something and it made everything disappear.
Oh?
Well, as the group of you are starting to talk, and he starts looking around through and says, I'm not sure what else I can do for y'all at this point.
It's almost more that we have something to do for you, and see if we can find Dunbar.
Definitely. If you do find, Dunbar, definitely please let him know we're here, as I'd rather him not go home and leave me here. Or, leave and not tell us how to get back. Then again, if he leaves and tells you how to get back, then you can come tell me how to get back, and then I can get myself back, so... If somebody knows how to get back and you can tell me how to get back and we can all get back, then it just don't matter.
And what was your name, by the way?
My name is Zephyr.
My name is Balasar, but my friends and everyone calls me Snowmoon.
Oh, it is my pleasure to meet you there, Balasar.
I'm Furia.
Sarah.
There's a little nod saying he does to Furia.
Artemis. You can call me Art.
It's an especially pleasure to meet you, Artemis. Art, sorry. As I said, it's not often I get to see another member.
Do we get up the same way we came down?
I'm pretty sure we can do something to help you out with that.
That would be
Also-
great, as my friends here, they can't turn into fish.
Yes, not yet. I'll
Not yet.
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Please tell me when you do. We'll have to have a, turning into things party.
A race.
Please don't get stuck like that.
Oh, that would be fun.
No.
That is you watch as once more he's reaches over, starts futzing around in his in his pouch, and then pulls out a rather long black feather. As he just sort of gestures, just do me a favor and sort of cluster up a bit.
Like posing for a
Oh, that's-
we closer,
Yeah.
we all go.
Cover people in the
Not
back,
doing, I
cover
guess.
people in the front.
And then, as you all sort of cluster up, you watch as he takes the feather and, again, holding it out. Again, that sort of stereotypical, I'm going to tickle people way, holding the firm end with the plumage coming out. Watch as he says a couple of words over it, and then rather quickly just reaches out and brushes each one of you lightly with the feather.
Is he still nude while doing?
He's still sitting in the water. That's why he had you guys all come over. So it's literally he's just reaching an arm out. He's not even getting out of the water.
Oh my.
And as he sort of reaches over and just lightly brushes each of you with this feather, you all suddenly feel much lighter. That ought to help you out if you get you moving on. You got about 10 minutes before you drop like a rock.
Oh gosh. Sounds good. Don't scare the people on the shore. Thank you for everything.
I guess we best get
like
moving
the-
now. It's only 10
like
minutes.
It's like the fizzy lifting drinks, right?
Yeah, see his host fly on all four of you.
Hey.
Why do you sound like the one Sanderson sister with the mole?
I will say in Druidic, thank you for your help. It was nice meeting you. To Zephyr's wife. And fly up.
As you start to fly away, you hear her call back out to you a little bit from, as you're flying away. I wish you well, and may the Wild One guide your steps. She tends to know best. And with that is anything you'd be doing, Sarah, as the rest of your party seems to be slowly starting to fly up.
I guess going to join them while not trying to see the nude.
Okay, so as you start to fly up, and that is where we'll call an end to tonight's session. I just realized it is already 12:15 the local time.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Did
it works with.
Yeah, with how late we got.
yeah,
going.
it's well, that's why I didn't even notice. It's like it didn't feel like it was 3 hours. Oh wait, yeah, it
Yeah.
was. So before we disappear, we got to decide on a nat 20 for next week for folks. And hopefully, less bloody tech problems.
Yeah, I didn't use mine, but I think it got carried over already, so.
Well, I vote for Furia again, so Well, because you got to like get some backstory stuff for yourself, and
Yeah.
I liked your little back
Yeah.
and forth with Zephyr's wife.
It was good.
I just want to hug you. It's okay.
Although Snowman with the coral was pretty great, but
Well,
yes,
we'll let
very
Furious
backstory.
roll over for this for next time here.
Okay.
We've got Fury with the Nat 20 for next week, and hopefully next week we will be starting on time. I'm going to be messing around with this
Hopefully.
bloody software and probably resetting up everything to see if what the hell is causing my problems here. And don't forget, folks, when it's a Monday night and it's time for stream and you're trying to get everything working, send a message on Discord cussing out your streaming software. And don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. What the fuck not? See y'all later.
Deuce.